think we're live. Yep. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of BrewFOs. It's been a while. I think people are joining right now. Today, my guest is my longtime friend, Colin K. I've known Colin for over a decade, and we actually used to work together. We might talk a little bit about that. But Colin is one of my favorite humans on this planet. Whenever I hang out with him, I am energized. I am not drained. He is one of those people that has followed his dream since I met him, and he now has been a Power Ranger. He has been Flash. He has been Judge Dredd. He has been Green Arrow. He's been, it's crazy. This guy got to hit his heroes, his superheroes, were like his thing. Comics were his thing. And now the dude gets to play some of his favorite people. I can't wait to talk to him, and I can't wait to share Colin with all of you. And also, I hope all of you have a drink. It does not have to be alcoholic, but let's get Colin on here and talk about his work and eventually UAPs, UFOs, disclosure, and all that shit, because Colin doesn't really know a lot about that. So if you don't know a lot about UAPs, hopefully you'll learn something. Colin, let's get you on here, my friend. And cheers to all of you. By the way, this episode will be on YouTube as well. Hey.
What is up?
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers to you, buddy. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
I fix this angle a little bit. It's not just my head. Hi, Chad. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. I was, when I asked you to do this and you said yes, I was super stoked. So thank you for doing this. How have you been, man? You been doing good?
Yeah, good. Busy, but good. Lots of filming, which makes me happy. And then the thing that pays the bills is the marketing for the conventions. But it's all nerdy stuff that I love, anime and everything like that. And mixed in with a little comic books and Power Rangers and stuff like that. So surrounded by the things I love, as you can tell.
Yeah, dude. Me too, man. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's just get right into it, dude. Like, I met you while we worked together. We used to work together at a school with kids, and I would be on break from touring, and I'd work at the school, and that's how I met you. And we would start talking comic books, and I didn't know a lot about. I read comic books growing up, but you had this vast knowledge of so many heroes and like the different universes, and so I'd always just be drilling you.
That's right.
Yeah, dude, I would be drilling you, man. And you're the one that got me into Green Lantern, dude.
Right.
And for a while there, I knew, his what's his short saying, his phrase, his monologue, in darkest,
in brightest,
I knew it for a while.
Day in darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight.
Yeah. Everyone's like nerds. No, no, but dude, I still have the rings too. We got Green Lantern rings, and we went to WonderCon together. That was my first con. You took me to my first con, dude, and I was hooked, man. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so rad to just see how people come together, and it brings all these different people together, and from different. It doesn't matter your politics, your religion, whatever. All these people come together, and so thank you for that.
Thank you, man.
That's how I know you.
I believe you and your wife drove us there, which was a huge help for my broke ass. Yeah. And then you and I. That was my first ever professional badge, and I remember I was like, "Can I get a +1?" And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And you were Hal Jordan, and I was Clark Kent. And we just roamed around. Dude, I was clueless about the world. But it's so crazy that back then, where I was like still learning, I was like, what do we even do here, right? now it's my job to run these things. It's just so crazy
Yeah.
how everything comes full circle. If you don't mind me telling one little story, back in 2007 was my first
Oh,
con,
wow.
and I was the starting quarterback douchebag of high school, right? Real, just not who I am. And I secretly went to Comic Con because I was embarrassed. And I went to Comic Con and I just had the best time. I loved it. I didn't know what it was or understood it really. But I came home and told my mom. And my mom told me, and I was 16 years old, and my mom goes, maybe you should consider a job working in these conventions. I was like, yeah, right, Mom, what are you talking about? And now it's my full-time job, which is just so crazy how the world
Dude,
works like that.
moms
Mom's
know, man. Moms know. Mom's got that wisdom, dude. That
hmm
intuition. Dude, yeah, it was rad because like I knew you meeting you, you had such a passion for it. And now look at you, dude. You're going, you're even getting flown out to conventions. I see you do what Anime Las Vegas? Is that
yeah,
the other one that's big?
yeah, that's our
Riverside.
next one.
Okay.
hmm
That's the next big one is Vegas.
Yeah, so we have three like under our belt, but we do different parties for other conventions and stuff too.
Okay.
And you're right. I used to get flown out to be a guest there, but man, I just went crazy staying behind that table and like selling pictures of myself. I felt weird, so I uh, I do Anime Las Vegas, Anime Riverside, Anime Pasadena as marketing director, and then we help with like Comic Con after parties and stuff. But I don't see myself being a guest at a con again unless it's like, hey, we want to debut your videos or do a screening or something, because I like that way better than like selling pictures of myself. It felt so
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. That would be weird. I s- so like I was gonna I, I want to bring this up. So when I was a kid, I was a kid from the 80s. So Ultraman was like my dad would let me rent all the Ultraman movies,
Cool,
right?
very cool.
And then um my grandma, which thank you grandma, I love you. She would show me like crazy cool action movies and horror movies at kind of a young age. So, and I turned out all right.
Yeah.
Um, but but so Power Rangers came out, and I remember it looking like Ultraman, and I
Mhm.
thought it was cool because it kind of looked like Ultraman.
Mhm.
But I was at that point, I think I might have been like, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I was probably like 12 or
Mhm.
13, and I was just getting into music and like punk rock bands and stuff. So Power Rangers was still cool to me. Like my favorite Ranger was the Green and Blue Ranger,
Mhm.
which you had the Blue Ranger, David Yost. We can get into that, but he's acted in,
In our shorts, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and one of your
Cheers.
shorts was just crazy. So Colin's, yeah, I think you told me, didn't you tell me like you worked with 14 Rangers or
Yeah,
something?
we I think in the extended universe we're over 14 different Ranger actors and voice
Wow.
actors and stuff. And yeah, all from like Mighty Morphin to I think Beast Morphers, which was like 2 seasons ago. So we
Whoa.
that's like I think it's like 25 years of different Rangers and stuff that we've kind of accumulated into our Power Rangers extended universe, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah. Like if you told me I was gonna do that at like a 12 or 13-year-old kid, like I would have been like, what?
Bro, I'm
That's crazy.
as at 30 I was freaking out, man.
Yeah.
It was my 30th, no, it was my 29th birthday was when we first, this is actually a funny story to me, but it's not very funny to like the normal human being. But it was my birthday and we're going up to Big Bear, and it was the first time I was going to film with a real ranger, William Schufelt from Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel. And we had become friends, but he was actually going to like film with us for a new series. And on my way up there for my birthday, my girlfriend dumps
Oh
me, and
no.
then I don't tell anyone. I wake up the next morning for filming. I was like, "Hey guys, she dumped me. I'm okay. I know a lot of people just go, I'm okay. I swear to you, I'm okay. Let's go film." And it ended up being the best weekend of my entire life, dude. We filmed
Yes.
both days. We saw the Ataris. I was single again after a nice relationship, but it was just like the start of something great. And then because I filmed with William, it led to all these different connections and different Rangers. It was just the best.
Dude, that's rad, man. That's like yeah, it's like a dream come true. Yeah. That well, speaking of dream come true, yeah, like I I mean, me knowing you too, like one of your dreams was to uh
be hooked to a wire and fly like across the,
Yeah.
like across the screen or something. And you
Yeah.
got to do that when you were Judge Dredd, and this is so sick. I'll have links to all of Colin's shit when we're done with this. And by the way, again, guys, like uh, after these Instagram lives, I put this up on YouTube, and then it'll be a little more interactive. So there'll be pictures, and maybe I can find the picture of me and you, like me as Hal Jordan, and
I'll try
yeah,
to find it too.
yeah, yeah. If you find it, send it to me. But I'll put up some stuff. But yeah, dude, just uh, you got to be Judge Dredd, and you fought the
Mhm.
Mandalorian, and it was like this character versus thing, which is really cool. Select a character, and yeah, I mean, I'll shut up. Like if you want to talk about it, that I thought that was really cool, man.
Yeah.
So
I'll start one episode before, which was the Green Arrow versus Daredevil one. I had this dream since I was like playing Robin in 2014, and I always wanted to swing into the scene because like they kind of defy physics when they swing in; they're just totally fine and they
yep,
jump off. And
yep.
then I was like, okay, that's kind of unrealistic, but like Green Arrow like zip lines from a bow, which makes no sense, but he does it. He comes in like this and lands, and you
We don't
have to. Ex-
care. We don't
no, it
care. It's
does.
cool. It's
But
cool
like
as fuck.
I rewatched this scene over and over. It's all CGI, which we can't do. But he shoots the arrow. It turns into a zip line. It connects to the different building. Then he uses his bow to zip line across it. Right. So I go to my boss, the producer at the time, and I was like, "Listen, I have this dream. I would love to zip line into scene for the beginning of the episode." He goes, "Do you even know how to do that?" And I was like, "I had a zip line in my yard growing up as a kid, and I figure I'll just hold my bow right here. I zip in. Dude, please, this is my dream."
Same
He's like,
shit, man. Just let me do it. Yeah.
and he goes, "I don't know, dude. I don't know. Next time I come up for rehearsals, we have to do like a lot of rehearsals for this fight choreo. There's an Amazon box. He's like, open it, and it's a full on zip line with a little handle. And I was like, are you serious? He was like, yes, but you need to go to the park and you need to practice. And so I'm practicing like holding the bow and going tree to tree on the zip line. And people are just looking at me like I'm the craziest person ever. So then we do it, and it was at the very end of the night. And I think I told you this. I really messed up my back during that
Oh
fight
yeah,
scene. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
there
yeah.
just like, dude, and I think I'm a pretty tough guy, like pain wise, not like tough guy, but like I think I can handle a lot of pain. I'm there on the verge of tears, zip lining in like 6 different times, trying to keep it all together. But I do it right, and it works, and it's in the final episode. Then for episode 3, which is the one you're talking about. Sorry, long-winded connection
No,
here.
no, it's great. It's great.
I
Great.
tell Elvin, I was like, hey, dude, I just want to thank you so much for the zip line scene. That was like a dream come true. I have another one. He's like, what is it? I was like, I want to do a wire stunt. He's like, what kind of wire stunt? I was like, I don't know. I just want to get flown on a wire and like bounce. Like, I didn't care. I just want to be hooked up with. Someone just said, Daddy Colin is finally live.
I, well, let me just say that real quick. Everyone who's commenting, thank you so much. But I always get into it with my guests, so like I'm in the moment with my guests. But thank you so much for commenting and for showing up. But
That means a lot.
Daddy Colin is live.
Daddy Colin is live.
Thank
And
you.
so I'm hooked up on the thing, and the it's like a big stunt team, right? Where they have to like pull you and rig you up on this thing. And I have this huge vest underneath my Judge Dredd armor, and I'm just so excited. There's a picture of me smiling like a little kid. And then the guy's like, we actually don't need to do a wire stunt. He could just jump off the trampoline and twist himself. And I looked at Elvin, and I'm like, and then Elvin's like, Colin will probably cry if you don't do this wire stunt. You have to do it. You have to make it a wire stunt. So then the guys rig me up. They clip me in, and I'm just so excited. But I believe, and I might be wrong, is it costs per attempt. So they told me I only had three attempts, and then they had to do the Mandalorian's big stunt scene. So I had 3 attempts. So one to practice, blew it. I sucked. The second one I did okay, and then the third one, I went way too gnarly, and they just, whoom, and they spun me, and I hit the wall, or hit the truck, and I fall down. And then I'm supposed to be like hurt, right? Because I got hit by explosion. But I'm just grinning, dude. I'm just so excited I got to do it. And then they're like, cut, and I'm like, did I do it? Did I do it? It was so cool.
Well, dude, that's rad. I'm so glad you told that story too, because like it's so fucking rad. This is why I think so fucking rad about you. So like you're doing your own stunts there, man. That's dude, that's rad. And not only that is like people that are joining or that haven't seen Colin shit, like he he's in a different costume. They all look legit. But you're running in these costumes. You're doing some of your sword fighting too. I'm like, shit, dude, that's some good sword fighting, man. That looks pretty legit, man.
Thank you.
So like that's hard to do in a costume, dude.
we have some like really legit people come in and their job is to like make me look good. Like okay, these are basics of sword training, but then they really do show you moves and it looks way better. Shout out to my boy John Tien, just one of the best fighters I've ever met. And I go, dude, listen, I got a little tiny bit of sword experience on Power Rangers, First Ninja and Rise of the Ninja, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I had to fight like holograms. And John gave me this like, I'd say like 45-second straight choreo. And then I watched it back and I was like, man, I did not feel like I looked that cool. So thank you, John. And he was so patient with me. And then now we're doing Son of Trunks,
yeah,
where I like swords are like my main thing. And he was on set the other day, just right back doing God's work, making me look cool with the sword and everything. So it's so funny. Thank you for saying that I look cool with the sword. But man, I'm pretty clueless in the beginning, but then they bring in these amazing stunt performers that teach you how to look good with it, and it's just so cool. And then you as an actor, you get inside your head, and I start really thinking that I know how to use a sword.
yeah.
I saw this clip. Jesse Eisenberg, who played Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman, real ashamed of his role, like really sad. But he said that like as an actor, you have to break through and find this attachment to that character, even if like people hate it and everything. And I thought that was so true, where I'm not Colin, I go to this other person. And I was like, yeah, I've been using a sword since I was a kid. That's not true at all.
Yeah. Dude, I think that's funny you brought that up about, I didn't know that about Jesse Eisenberg. I thought his Lex, I mean, people can harp on people, but I wanted to punch that guy. Like
the Jolly Rancher scene? Do you remember the Jolly Rancher scene?
Yeah.
He feeds him.
Oh, so
I'm like,
so gross. That's the thing. Like, he's so good. I think he has a new movie coming out where he's like a brute guy that's like, I forgot the name of it. I'll look it up. Maybe I can put it up. But he's an incredible actor. But I thought his Lex was pretty good, just because if you want to punch the villain, you know somebody's doing a good job. There's some of those actors that you're just like I forget it's the actor, and I'm just like, oh, that guy's so sleazy. Like,
Game of Thrones did a great job with that. You hate all the villains.
Yeah, just amazing actors. Dude, yeah, sorry to go off on that, but when you said that about him as Lex, I did not know that about him. So
yeah, they're like, are you gonna show your kids that? And then he goes, I am 100% that my child will not care.
Yeah, dude, that's funny, dude. I was gonna ask you too about Rise of the Ninja, the Power Rangers thing. So your character in that, it's Jackson Brooks.
Yes, like
got them.
I wish that was my real name.
Dude, you guys have this thing where I don't know if I remember this in the original Power Rangers, but there's this like time dimension where you guys can go and basically like you can learn from masters of the future, the past, anything, but you can go there and like the Rangers can like, or the ninjas can meet up and like learn shit. And I just thought that was like one of the coolest concepts, and I don't know where that came from, and I just wanted to ask you where that came from.
Yeah, so we had done Power Rangers First Ninja, which was like our first attempt at Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And I played Jackson Brooks, which was, so you have to imagine there's like 30 seasons of Power Rangers, right? And there's lots of similarities, like dinosaurs here, ninjas here, whatever. But in our show, no one in the actual licensed show had connected the ninjas before. So I thought it'd be really interesting if in our show we connect all the ninja seasons in like a creative way. So in the first Ninja, we tie up some different things with different Ninja Rangers. And then Rise of the Ninja happened with William Schufelt, David Yost, Jessica Ray, all these legit real Rangers. And I'm there going like, dude, I have all this stuff from First Ninja. Let's try to connect them all. But First Ninja takes place in like the 90s, where Jackson Brooks is like a 30-year-old man about to have a kid, right? And then meanwhile, William Schufelt's over here in 2020 being a teenager, so it didn't make any sense. So that's when I came up with the idea for a Ninja Vision, which would allow us to connect to basically any Ninja Ranger throughout the entire franchise.
Wait, so you came up with it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I came up with
it.
Good
job, dude.
Thank you,
all right,
man.
All right, I didn't even know that.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, thank you, man. And I put the red tint on it because we were Red Rangers, both Will and I were. And then we kind of made a reoccurring thing where we would all like meet up in that. I think I called it the Ninja Nexus or something like that. And it was like a way to connect time and space. And I always wanted the mystery of when Will's talking to me, like, "Are you alive?" And I can't answer that because I don't know. I'm not in that time with him. So I thought it was really cool to kind of dip in and out of the timeline and have it not really affect anything because it's its own dimension. And then it became like really interesting when we got Jessica Ray involved because we made her a different version of her Ranger. And in my head, I'm like, as a fan, this is just awesome to see all these things connected that never existed and connected within the Power Rangers universe. So yeah, it was my idea, and it was kind of self-serving because I just wanted to be able to be in there with the real Rangers.
Dude, it's cool though, man. It's a great idea. I mean, and you know that idea too might tie into stuff with like when we talk about UAPs, we can talk about that whenever. But
I'm ready, dude.
you know,
ready.
you want to just get into it, man?
I'm ready, but I'm not ready.
Yeah,
ready.
no, it's fine. I mean, you've told me that you don't know anything about UFOs really, or just what I post or whatever, and that's great because, like, you know, if anyone's watching that doesn't know stuff about UAPs, UAP is basically the new term for UFO. It's unidentified anomalous phenomenon because UFO used to be unidentified flying, you know, object, but now with all the, you know, all the data and everything, all these pilots coming forward, astronauts, you know, presidents, like everybody that's starting to talk about it. These things are in the water, they're in space, they're everywhere. So they're like, you can't just say flying object because they're found going like, you know, faster than anything we got underwater. So we don't know what that is.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not flying. So, but yeah, that I was just gonna say, like, some of that stuff, you know, they don't know what it is, and everyone always just thinks aliens when you think of a UFO. But we're at a point now where most of the people in the know about this, they're talking about this, especially there's this whistleblower that came forward named David Charles Grush, and I could put a link to it, but everyone watching, there was a UAP hearing last year, and this guy's got his credentials. I mean, I should pull him up and just say what he's done. But this guy's like, you know, he's one of the highest like people in our government, DOD, to like come forward and just say like, yo, this shit's real. Like I investigated it, you know, like I investigated and you know, talked to like over 40 witnesses that were in different programs and different three-letter agencies, and this shit's real, and I just want the American people to know like something's going on here. But he's been saying, don't think aliens, think maybe it could be interdimensional, and then that makes me go, oh,
Ninja.
okay.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Ninja Vision. There's other dimensions.
It was Jackson,
but I mean,
Brooks the whole time,
dude. If like, especially with like quantum physics and everything, and people talking about like, you know, all these people way smarter than me and you talking about like, oh yeah, there might be other dimensions. You know, maybe other things live in these dimensions. Maybe there's other forms of us in these dimensions. And I know you like, you know so much about comic books and stuff. Like there's so many like the multiverse and different like in Marvel or DC or whatever it is. Like what if that like we're all stoked on that like as fans, but like what if some of that shit's real? You know what I mean?
I mean, I still remember when I even heard about the multiverse. I was in a comic shop. I remember we were talking at the beginning of this interview about how you were like drilling me questions, and I was like doing my best to answer. I remember one time I thought I knew everything, and I was in a comic shop with my old friend, And I'm talking to the comic book shop guy. He's like, yeah, but then there's the multiverse. And I was like, huh? What's the multiverse? And he just dropped the ball on me and how Superboy Prime punched the multiverse and fixed it, like all this different stuff. And I in my head, I'm like, dude, I hope that's real because that makes everything way more exciting. It's like when you and I talk about these things where I just don't want it to be a coincidence, you know? I hope the world's a little more magical, a little more special than like coincidence and, you know, the boring aspect of this is happening because we need to reproduce and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I hope there's some magic in the world or what's that? I'm going to butcher it and maybe you'll save me right now. But that phrase where like, what's scarier? That there's other things out there or that we're the only ones? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like there's,
Dude, it's
we're alone.
way scarier thinking that we're the only ones. You know, that frightens me because we're just all still figuring things out. I hope that things are more special than they actually are. And I think that's something that I look for in life where like,
hell yeah.
I think I just talked to you about this when we were on the phone the other day, where I tried my hardest to like manifest things, like put that energy out into the universe. And there's nothing that deep about it. It's just something that I really try to do. And usually it works out where I just announce something or want to do something. And then the weirdest thing that just happened to me, and I think we talked about this, is I have dreamed of this green screen flying scene since I was like 12, right?
Yeah.
And I'm putting it out into the universe. I'm asking my boss. He's not really on it, but I'm making it make sense. I was like, dude, we'll do this. We'll do promos. We'll do this. And then all of a sudden I get the green light. I book the set. And then just the scene that inspired me to even want to, that was Smallville season 4, episode 1. And then that same week where I booked this and make it happen, they review that episode on Talkville, the podcast where they talk about Smallville. And in my head, I'm like, dude, the coincidence is so lame if you think it's a coincidence. I hope it's the universe going like, yes, go do that. Go follow your dream and make this happen. And it's just, the timing on it was unreal, especially since I just thought about it before Talkville season 4 even came out.
Yeah,
you know, I hope the world or the universe is more special than that.
Dude, that's so rad. Thanks for sharing that. And that's so rad. You get to do the green screen thing. Yeah, Colin posted it in his stories, but like there was these pictures of Tom. Is it Wellington or Welling?
Just Tom Welling, yeah.
Yeah, Welling. Sorry. So Tom Welling, but from Smallville, he was Superman. But he, you know, there's all these shots of how they did it and how they made it look like how he was flying. And you get to do that now, dude.
Yeah, I'm hyped, and it's funny. I'm not in Tom Welling shape, but I've been laying on my belly just trying to like lift myself up and be like, how long can I do this? Because I'm imagining Sheldon filming me and filming the scene, and how long I can keep on my stomach like elevated like this because I'm just gonna be on like a box. I'm not all wired up like Tom was.
Yeah.
But man, I'm so excited for it, and then I also, to add to that, this is just more nerdy stuff, but who cares?
Oh, yeah.
BrewFOs, bro.
BrewFOs, cheers to nerdy stuff,
cheers,
everybody. Whatever you're nerdy about, do it.
We're actually on topic, kind of, even though it's not necessarily aliens, but Clark Kent's an alien, so.
Yeah.
So he did a comment during Talkville about this, and he said that they rigged him all up. He's like totally wired and he's flying, and he made the decision to not blink while he was flying.
Ow.
And so I'm like, that's actually really brilliant because you're fine. Like it wouldn't hurt your eyes. You wouldn't be like this.
Just like,
because you fly all the time. So now I'm gonna try my hardest, and I have very, very wimpy eyes, and I'm gonna try to fly with my eyes open.
Dude,
with the wind
blowing. They got the fan, the fan blowing. Then you're gonna be like,
funny, dude. I'm gonna use. We have these big giant inflatables that we have for our cons, and they're just big, powerful fans from China. They're like this. You can't see it. They're bigger than my screen.
Yeah.
But they're powerful. So I'm gonna have it aimed right at my face and at my hair.
You're gonna be going, yeah. Just red eyes. They're like, dude, why is this Superman stoned as fuck? What's going on here, dude?
What's wrong with Vihan, man?
Yeah, what's going on here, dude? Well, I'm glad you brought up aliens though too. Again, like this is the thing too. Like, for you and like for people watching, like this is it right now. What's happening is super wild. Like I brought up David Charles Grush, and Actually, my computer kept shutting off. While I'm telling you this, let me open up my computer and like, I got this new monitor, y'all, and
I have a
like,
question
the thing keeps
for you
turning.
while you figure that out.
Yeah, yeah,
Can I flip the script on you real quick?
go for it.
What is your favorite alien movie?
Oh, favorite alien
Mm-hmm.
movie? Dude, you put me on the spot here. I mean, I've got a few.
Is it Aliens? Because
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Because your dog's name is Ripley.
My dog's name's Ripley. But like the first Alien is so different from the second Aliens. I mean, from the sequel. But like Ridley Scott had such a rad take on it, and then James Cameron for Aliens had like it was such a different take. But yeah, I'd probably say probably the Aliens franchise. So you're right on.
I was about to say, so all the franchise, even like the newer ones, you really like, or no?
Yeah, I like him. He did a series too called Raised by Wolves. I think that's what it's called, Raised by Wolves.
Right, Raised by Wolves.
Yeah. And oh man, I really like the acting in that. There's like the actor that played I think she was just called Mother. She was so good. She's creepy and awesome, and like I think I haven't. Well, let me actually go before that. When Michael Fassbender played David in Prometheus, and then Alien Covenant, his portrayal of David, it makes you think about humanity and AI and where we're going with AI right now.
Oh yeah.
And how AI will make decisions for us, and if AI becomes a humanoid form or like a robot form and then starts to look more human. I mean, they got like sex dolls that look just like humans now. Like shout out to Cody Heller and her show. What was it called? I'm trying to think of it right now. I'll throw it up. But was it Dummy? No. But yeah, like if once AI gets into something that looks like a real human, and then it starts making decisions on its own, like what's it gonna do, and his portrayal of that was just like super creepy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where I was going with that, but Aliens is, it was Dummy. I got it right. Laura said Dummy. I just saw. So
did you?
It was right.
See the creator?
The what?
The creator?
No, dude, it's on our list, but we haven't seen it yet. So.
Oh man, I won't
No
spoil anything, but no spoilers. It's about robots.
Yeah.
It's no, definitely watch it, and like they took it pretty easy on us, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They didn't like fuck with your brain too. Oh, I just realized that we're like, I'm stoked to like be myself on my lives. Usually I'm like, hello everyone, welcome to Animal Las Vegas. I get to fucking relax and drink a beer and stuff.
Yeah, dude, cool. That's what BrewFOs is, man. I'm just trying to have like, chill conversation.
I was joking around with Shelby, and I was saying that I should come in and be your band leader, and it cuts to me and I'm on the keyboard. All right, cue us out, Colin.
Yeah. Dude, but yeah, like Alien is Aliens and that whole franchise is rad. But like, I also like. Did you ever see that movie Life?
Oh, with it was like had Venom vibes, right? Like the symbiote vibes with Ryan.
Yeah, it was like that, but it was almost like it was like
a prequel to Venom.
It's not what you think intelligent life would be.
Yeah.
Right. And that's such a rad idea.
Right? Is that the one on the ship with the gooey black thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
And it's so dangerous, but it's like, and Rebecca Ferguson is in it, and Rebecca Ferguson's so good. Who else was it? Someone else was. I'm trying to think. But Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes, right. He was so good, killing it. But yeah, that movie was really. And that's more. That's kind of recent, I guess. I don't know how old that movie is, but movies that like affected me like that. There was also like Solaris back in the day where there's an original one that I think came out in the 70s, and then one came out with George Clooney that was like a reboot.
Yeah,
and I remember seeing that.
Dead people are coming back, right?
Yeah, or it's just like showing you stuff.
I had to. Yeah. I thought of the name. I didn't think of it. I'm sure it's a word that existed, but I created a character named Solaris in like 6th grade.
Oh,
and then years later, we did Solaris.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was just called Solaris. And my boss was like, you can't call it Solaris. I said, why? He's like, because of George Clooney. I said, what? So I did research. He's like, you need to add like a different name. So we called it Solaris Evolution. But man, Solaris, just like the single name sounds so much cleaner.
Yeah. No, dude, that's one of the, isn't that one of the first things that you like, it was like original content. It wasn't fan film. It was more like, I'm going to make my own characters and my own universe and like kind of just do this whole thing,
Yeah, it's a cool
That's
story.
rad.
During COVID, and I was up at the cabin with my buddy Will, the one I took, the Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And we're in the jacuzzi, having shots of tequila, just relaxing. And then he's like, dude, I want to do something not Power Rangers. I was like, I got an idea for you. He's like, what is it? And I go, I'm going to pitch it to you with the ending. He goes, okay. And I go, okay. So the sun's exploding, solar flares are affecting human biology. People are getting superpowers all related to the sun. So that's like fire, light, gravity, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And in order to save the world, our hero flies up, explodes, and becomes the new sun.
Oh.
So that was my original plan. But if you recall, I believe it's All-Star Superman. Superman flies into the sun and reignites it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to copy that. So as a little kid, I was like, I think I came up with the idea before that, but I wanted him to become the new sun and just explode. And then Will's like, I'm down. What's it called? I said, it's called Solaris. And that's like his superhero name. He's like, how do we do it? And I go, well, I'm filming tomorrow with Elvin. I could pitch it. And so the next day I go film with Elvin and I pitch it the exact same way. And Elvin goes, greenlit. Just like that. And I was like, yeah. So then we do the first episode. Unfortunately, Will moved away, so we didn't get to continue it. But it was so much fun just not being like restricted like the fan films do,
And shout out to Elvin. If people don't know Elvin, that's Colin.
Elvin is like my brother dad. Like my brother/dad.
Boss, producer, everything. Yeah.
Dream maker, because I got the zip line and wires.
He directs too as well, right? Doesn't Elvin direct a few things?
Not into it, but he got sick, so he can't anymore. But back in the day, he would step in and film, direct, produce, did some voice acting even. He's a beast.
Yeah. Cheers to Elvin.
Cheers to Elvin.
Yeah. Dude, so let's bring us back to some UAPs again.
Yes.
So the alien thing. I want to talk about the alien thing again. So let me bring up this guy I was telling you about, because I know I said I was going to bring him up and then I totally forgot.
Is that the guy that we were sending clips back and forth to each other? The like kind of smooth guy that was like on trial?
Yeah, so there was a hearing. There was a UAP hearing. So there was a UAP hearing. Yeah.
He just kind of did the I can neither confirm nor deny kind of vibe.
Yeah. So
okay. I feel like I know more than I thought I did because of you. So I'm very grateful.
That's great, man. I try not to push it on my friends. And okay, good. But like more, friends and family, like I'm into it. So like I try to, talk to people about it.
What I like about you is when I go aliens and you go, maybe, could be. We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know. It could be. Good, totally. And that's the whole thing. I want everyone watching this that like hasn't got into this or like hasn't learned about UAPs or what's going on yet. Like there's been significant shit that's happened since 2017. That's what got me into it. So like just real briefly. But wait. Let me go to David real quick, and then I'll go into that. But like David, this isn't good. I've just brought this Wikipedia. Okay, so there's this website, and they do great journalism. They're called The Debrief, and they put out this article about David Grush and who he was, because when he came out, everyone was just like, "What the? Who the hell is this guy?" Like, is he just? Because usually when people think like someone's talking about a UFO or aliens or whatever the hell this shit is, they think it's going to be just someone that doesn't know their shit or like some random person, right? But let me read this off. I've done this before on this show, but just so people understand who this guy is. So his name's David Charles Grush. He's a decorated former combat officer in Afghanistan, a veteran of National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, so that's the NGA, the National Reconnaissance Office, NRO. He served as the Reconnaissance Office's representative to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force from 2019 to 2021. All right. So like, and also this guy used to brief the president. So like, you guys hear of like daily briefs for the president? Like the guy that comes in with a folder? He was the dude that would come in and brief the president of like what he needs to know for the day, right?
Obama, we got a UAP.
Yeah, dude. So like this fucking guy comes forward, right? But not just that, he went to the inspector general, which is basically like the cops for our government, you know, like or the detectives for the government, like who's getting into shit. Like they have to make sure the CIA is doing good and the Air Force is like, if there's any corruption, they like investigate it. So he brought 40 different witnesses, which he says are hostile and non-hostile. And he, you know, he had the inspector, like he gave over 11 hours to the inspector general, testimony of over 11 hours, and gave them 40 witnesses that it's an ongoing investigation, right? So this guy's legit, like, and everyone's trying to everyone's if you go, you can go look him up yourself, you can go read about it or whatever. They tried to kind of push back on him because he has PTSD. His best friend died in battle, and he had like afterwards he was trying to deal with it, and he had PTSD and stuff, and there's been articles that have come out that try to like, you know, don't listen to him about UAPs because he has PTSD, which is fucked up.
Very.
You know, shout out to our veterans that are protecting us, and this PTSD is a real thing, and it's awful, you know. And I can't imagine if you need to cope. I can't imagine what people, you know, go through with that. If I knew you blew up, Colin, if I knew like somebody killed you in war, that'd mess me up.
Same. Right back.
So, yeah. So
and then I'd go avenge you.
Yeah. Well, no, that's fine. No violence for me. But thank you.
Don't avenge me. I'll do it.
Dude, but like, you know, not to go on a huge thing, but like if you guys want to, like, I can put up stuff about him, but like there was a UAP hearing, and he you know, he laid out everything, and now Congress is super into it, and Congress has been investigating, and now basically what's happening is we're hearing from all these Congress and senators, people in Congress, senators, House of Representatives, that you know, they're like, okay, this guy came forward. He's like, he's legit. Let's start asking questions. They're starting to ask questions, and straight up, they're not getting answers. Like, no, people are like, oh, that's too classified for you, or you can't know about that, or like, there's just all these pushbacks. So like, Congress now is like really invested because they're like, wait, if there's nothing there, why aren't you guys giving us any information? So it's starting to get weirder and weirder. And you know, if you haven't checked it out yet, people, you don't have to. I'm not pushing it. And I'm not the alien guy, like Colin mentioned. I'm not the alien guy. And I know some of my friends and family still think I'm the alien guy, you know? Like,
wait, this guy? Think,
alien. Yeah, UFO, you're an alien, bro.
No, ever since you got into this, you've never, ever said it was aliens. You said, I don't know. It could be, you know, like, no, you've never done that. And also, to not kiss your ass, even though you're fucking awesome and I love you, you bring it up. And then imagine if, like, let's say you're talking to a very closed-minded person. Yeah. You would drop it and move on. But when we're, like, out getting beers or something, or even, like, right now, or even our pre-show talk, it was just a little bit. We talk about it, and then we move on. So, yeah. Props to you for not shoving anything down anyone's throat. So, cheers.
Thank you, man. Cheers, dude. No, thank you. And I hope that's how people are with, you know, whatever they're into.
I hope so.
Like
too, but it's just not like that, unfortunately. But
yeah,
people like you, and I hope me, like, could, you know, be the example to not shove our beliefs or whatever down people's throats. And I mean, maybe over talk, maybe over blab, but
No.
check the vibe and see if anyone wants to hear what we're saying.
Yeah. No, man. That's cool, dude. Yeah, and there's so many. We've talked about this before too, but like, there's a lot of trolls out there for no matter what subject it is, and people are trolling. Like, obviously, like if you're doing something terrible or you're being negative, like I guess trolls will obviously pop up with that. But if there's something you're passionate about, or if you're just trying to share with people, or if you have goodwill or good intention, you know, there's this like, it's almost like it's a different intelligence, but there's like that pull for people to be like, I just gotta shit on this, and no matter what subject it is, and I was never a UFO guy, and when I got into UFOs and started learning about UAPs, and I got onto UFO Twitter, which I've heard about, but I never was on it, and now, dude, like it's like pick your genre of something, but like now seeing just in the UFO Twitter space, like these people just fighting each other and saying it's aliens, it's not aliens, it's this, it's that. Like I know what it is. Like you're stupid. Like just all this hate and like vitriol and like I mean I know you see that with the probably with a lot of the stuff you do in your work too. A lot of trolls just trolling on shit, but it's awful, man.
Dude, it's funny. I was about to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your perception of the world and people and the bigger scope of things has changed since you got into UFOs and UAPs?
Yes,
and
definitely. That's a great question, man.
and
Definitely.
now, I mean, like you said, it's a different type of intelligence where you see things and forget if I'm putting words in your mouth.
No,
please stop me. But
yeah,
it's like these things are so minuscule in the scheme of things, and one of them being trolling or violence or anger or talking shit online, right?
Yeah.
And you're more along to like, I just kind of want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. No,
So,
that's right. That's right.
For me, my brain doesn't really like thinking like that, and I think that's kind of a caveman mentality that I have, but I've kind of accepted it. But man, I have gotten so much hate over the years doing what I love that it makes me see things differently.
Yeah.
Or like if I don't like this movie or I don't like this comedian I just keep scrolling, and it's because of my perception of how I see things after I got into this world. So like it's so weird how like things very different planes, but like same parallel message. Where like, dude, in the grand scheme of things, why are you wasting your time hating and bashing or fighting when you just like your mission? And forgive me if I'm wrong, but your mission is to kind of just learn the truth. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, my mission is to do what I love. Hopefully, it can become a career and pay for things and do what I love primarily and be creative. Why do people have to shit on us or shit on the realm of the things that we love just because they have nothing better to do or they're angry or something like that? It's just so weird how everyone's so ready to talk shit or hate or fight or whatever when you could honestly just go like this, scroll.
Yeah.
You save all of us a lot of grief, even yourself. It's crazy.
Yeah, even yourself. Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. Like, shout out to Chrissy Newton. Chrissy Newton has a podcast called Rebelliously Curious, and it's on the that site I mentioned before called the Debrief.
Curious.
Yeah, dude, it's rad because it's almost like today it's rebellion to be curious, because a lot of people are just like in default mode, and like if you're curious about stuff, like you're almost kind of the odd one out. But it's like I don't know if that's what Chrissy meant for it, but that's what it meant to me, and I love Chrissy's podcast. But anyways, bringing up Chrissy. Why did I bring up Chrissy? But I was just I went through a mind blank there. But you were just what were you just talking about?
Haters, dude. How you don't need to hate. Just keep scrolling.
Yeah, just keep.
Also,
and I think
I feel like the things that we are into makes us realize that we don't need to just talk shit online or hate on things. just move past it and focus on what we love, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you so much. So, uh, the brain fart went away. So Chrissy brought up on she was on BrewFOs, but she brought up there was this um this this study, or the scientist, I forgot his name, but he was a Japanese scientist, I believe, but he would speak positive thoughts to water, and then he'd look at it under a microscope, and then he'd like speak negative thoughts to it, and then look at it on a microscope, and then the molecules would change, and they'd be like
Whoa.
beautiful when they'd be beautiful when like he would give, say, love or positive stuff,
You're
affirmations.
blowing my mind
Dude,
right now.
yeah, I'll send it to you, and I'll put a link to it. Or if you guys want to check out episode 6, I think that's with Chrissy. Just look up Chrissy Newton, BrewFOs. But yeah, we put it in there, and we talk about it. But she brought it up, and I looked into it, and I was just like, wow. And then now they're starting to learn that more with other things too. There's been other studies of people doing it, like where they like give, like they'll put rice in a bowl and like close it, and then another one in a bowl, and then they'll put like hate on tape on top of it, and then love on the other, and the hate one will end up being moldy, and the love one will end up like staying like fresh longer. And it's so wild that like our intention, there might be something real to it, like you were saying, like magical, like what if the universe is more magical than like what we think? And that's what UAPs have kind of done for me. Like, I came from a Christian background. I brought
Me
this up before, and
too.
yeah, you did too. And it's, you're kind of, it's fine. Like a lot of us, we're brought up, this is how the world works. This is what's real. And then you start finding out, like, okay, if that isn't real, like you start questioning what could be real, And I think when I met you, man, it was cool because I was kind of in a dark place because I left Christianity, because it just, there's just too many things I was looking into, that I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. And I was, I was kind of in a like finding, like, I don't want to believe anything. Belief is what I came from. So now anything I see, there's no belief. I don't want to believe anything. I just want to like find out information. And if it changes, then I'll change my mind. I know stuff. I'll get knowledge about stuff, and then I'll change my mind, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This UAP thing happened, and 2017, this article came out called what was it? Glowing auras and black money, and it was on the New York Times, and I'll post it. But that kind of changed my view on this subject, and I was like, wait, there's something else here, or if there's something else going on, like, what is this? And I started looking into it, and it really like kind of just expanded my mindset, and I would say my heart more towards like how I looked at, because I kind of left Christianity, right? And I was like, screw Christianity,
okay,
for a second. I was in that moment, like, because you leave it and you're like, ah, and then I was in a dark place, but now I'm more like compassionate, and I may have, I was just we have to go through this growth period. You're a different person than when I met you. You're still the same Colin, but like, if you haven't changed in 10 years or grown, like, what are you doing here? Yeah, what are you doing here, man? But like, not to go on a too big of a tangent here, but UAP is kind of like, it's weird. It's kind of like where it crosses for me. It's because, like we were talking about, like, I don't know what this is, and I myself have seen shit. Have you ever seen anything weird in your life?
I was thinking about that. I was wondering if you're going to ask me that question.
Yeah.
And I have.
I'm glad I
asked
it.
Yeah. There are things where I can't really remember or explain because of, to be perfectly honest, I like alcohol or weed or something, But I have this really weird memory. It was back in my like big stoner days, and I remember seeing some very strange light, looking it up the next day, and it being explained like a nonchalant, like very movie, military testing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
In San Diego, I was living in Vista, and I remember looking it up and being like, oh, bullshit. And then I moved on because I kind of learned about myself then where if I like focus on this, I'd freak the fuck out about everything. So no, I've never really had like a big moment. I remember where there was something I thought I saw, looked it up. It was some like a super lame explanation for people that probably wouldn't dig in more.
Yeah.
And then I stopped. And then you and I hung out, I think a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And then that was like kind of a thing that you politely brought up. I'm not saying that you were weird about it. And then I was like, oh, this guy's into it. And then I started getting it more on my feed, because the man is listening.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
the algorithm.
The algorithm. And then I was sending it to you. And then I realized that, like, dude, I just don't like the way it makes me feel. I love talking to you about it because I trust you, and you're very open, and you're very just like, yeah, it could be this, could be that, nothing. But then like the matter of factness of a lot of things. It was a military test. It was aliens. It was this. That shit freaks me out. But the fact that you're very like blanket statement, this happened and that was strange. What is it? That is not scary to me, which is why I was like very cool with this podcast. But no, I've never had a big moment like that.
Well, dude, I love that you share that. Thank you so much. Because I think there's millions of people right now that have that kind of same thought too. Because like literally anyone right now that's listening, everyone listening, like you can go look up anything I'm saying and it's like it's there, it's legit. I'm not saying that like it's aliens like Colin just said.
You're not. You never
it's uncomfortable to talk about because if there's something else here, we don't know what it is. It's showing shit that looks like it's craft. Like, okay. Sometimes it doesn't look like a craft. Sometimes it's just fucking weird. And these Navy pilots, Air Force astronauts, like again, like if you guys want to get into this, you can look it up. But that especially like we were just talking about religion too. For religion, either they can go, oh, that's angels and demons, or it goes, shit. Like if we start finding out, well, which we are right now, but this is real and it's not angels and demons, then what is it? Because, it wasn't talked about in the Bible or it wasn't talked about in the Quran or whatever it is, like it wasn't talked about. So like but it kind of was because maybe they were saying this is angels or this is demons. Like I think Tom DeLonge, if you guys know Tom from Blink 182.
Are you?
Where are you? That was great, Tom. I think everybody, okay, everyone watching right now, you can do it with us. Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's contagious. He said now too. I mean, he's super into this, and his company To the Stars, they helped, I think, bring about the first 3 UAP videos that came out that the government actually acknowledged. Yeah, these are UAPs. We don't know what it is, But he, I'm gonna brain fart again, but basically, Tom was saying that what am I brain farting about? This is my second time I brain farted, man. When we're it's probably because I'm just hanging out with you and your bud. But
can I say something while you're brain farting?
Yeah.
So I thought of a cool tagline.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to use it, but marketing brain, right?
Yeah.
Here it is. BrewFOs. All we know is that we don't know.
That's good. That's good. Let me drink more, and then it'll sound better. I remember, dude. I remember. That helped me. I remember.
My stupid line shocked your brain.
No, it's good. But no, I'm just saying that people that are into this, like Tom helped bring forward the new stuff, but he's saying don't think aliens, and everyone else is thinking like, I mean, there's Lou Elizondo, there's Tom DeLonge, there's Chris Mellon. I'll put all these people up, but there's all these people from, Tom's actually involved with government, which is crazy, but he's been involved with government. He helped bring these videos that got confirmed forward, but he's basically saying like, his song, he has a song called Aliens Exist, and cool. But what he's been saying recently is just like, don't just think aliens, and that makes people, their mind expand, because Tom has also like talked about his mom. His mom's really Christian, and he said, hey, like if Jesus appeared in your room, I remember hearing him say this on a podcast. If he said to his mom, if hey mom, if Jesus appeared in your room and he had like horns on his head, I mean a crown of thorns on his head, not horns, a crown of thorns, and he was like floating towards you, you'd be freaked out. You'd be like, what the hell is this? Like that's scary or whatever. Like when you think about that, but people are seeing weird shit that is not it's not just craft. It's like you, you know it's almost on the paranormal side, where it's like it's like when you think of ghosts or like stuff moving around, or what am I trying to, like, wisps, or they think of like fairies or stuff from history or the past, like where they talk about fairies and dwarves and like beings and all these weird things. It all might be the same thing. Like it all might just be what religion has been trying to explain. If that terrible explanation, but I'm trying to like.
But I'm about to have your back right
Yeah.
now. Have you seen Childhood's End or read Childhood's End?
No.
Oh,
But
man.
I've told people.
Do you know
people told
about
me
it at all?
Yeah,
It's totally exactly what you're talking about. Can I say it? Okay,
yeah,
so
for sure. That's great.
aliens or whatever were totally discovered. They didn't want to show themselves, but ships and crafts and everything. And there was one human that was like chosen to be the person to communicate between them. And then he sneaks in a camera and takes a picture. And this is like a big 3-episode event, so it's like 3 movies on TV. And the first one, you're like, "Ooh, alien invasion movie." Second one, at the very end, he's like, "We can't show people what they look like." And then the third one, the aliens or whatever they are walk out and they look like the fucking devil.
Oh yeah.
And that's why they were ready to show the humans.
Yeah, man.
And so, like, exactly what you're talking about, where things can be misconstrued, or things can, even the simplistic times of, and again, to each their own about what's real and what's not. But writing down something like that could turn into something else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, Childhood End was a perfect example of, like, I'm there waiting for part 2 or 3 or whatever. What do these aliens look like?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't want to see that either. It looks like the fucking devil.
Dude. Yeah, man. That's a thanks for bringing that up. There's an author, brought him up before, called Jacques Vallée. I mean, he's more than just an author, but Jacques Vallée he's French, but he's like one of the he was one of like the guys that, like, basically he was working on like the internet before it was the internet. He's like one of the first guys to map Mars. Like, this guy's he's not like.
So is he more space oriented than anything?
Dude, he's like he's such a genius. I'll put up a bio on him, but like he works in Silicon Valley. He's like he does so much, but he's written books. One of them I've brought up before is called Passport to Magonia, and the whole book just basically goes through like as far back as you can go, like scrolls and everything from all over the world globally. Mm-hmm. And it talks about like encounters with other things, whether you would call it a ghost or a devil or an alien or whatever, fairy or whatever. But sometimes they look like that. It'll look like a demon or something, or sometimes it'll look like a weird little furry person, or sometimes, dude, it's weird, man. And sometimes, this is what I've like we talk about, like chat GPT, like when you try to like you type in something, or actually I'm thinking more of like Midjourney, like how people make art, like AI art, and it looks kind of off, like the fingers are wrong or like the face is wrong. Like there's some stuff throughout like antiquity where it's like it looks like a human, but his eyes are too wide and he was saying gibberish or something. But people go, oh, that's a demon, you know, or that was a ghost, or that was whatever that you want to call it from wherever part of the world you are. But that book really changed my mind on things too. Like you were just saying, like, you know, like if it shows you something, is that really what it is, or is it just what it wants you to see to fuck with you, and there's something else behind, you know, pulling the strings, you know?
Did you ever, I'm sorry I keep relating movies, but it just
No,
reminds
it's
me.
great.
You see
Dude.
Paul with Nick Frost and Simon
Yeah.
Pegg?
Oh yeah.
And Paul's like, why do you think I look like this? You know, like we didn't want to freak you out or something like that.
Yeah.
We're like, this is why we look this
That's
way.
great.
Because you guys, you know, they made it more of a joke than anything. But man, there is like a very generic alien design. You have to wonder where it comes from, right?
Dude, for sure, man. Dude, don't ever apologize for these references. That's great, man. I haven't seen Paul in so long, too. I think,
Me
dude, you know
neither.
what's wild? I drove by Comic-Con once because there's a scene in Paul where they went to Comic-Con, actually.
Right,
That's great you
right.
brought it up.
Yeah.
And they're walking, and I swear, like, I think I was driving or something on the road, and they might have been filming it, but I swear, we're driving. I remember looking over and being like, is that Simon Pegg? And I was like, is that Nick Frost? And then we, like, kept driving. I was like, ah, whatever. And then the movie came out later, and I was like, oh my God, it was them, you know?
Dude, another great movie they did was At World's End.
Oh,
did you see that movie?
So good.
Man, I was like, what am I watching for like the first like quarter of the movie? And then I was
So
like,
good.
I can't believe these old dudes can fight so well with the counters and everything.
Yeah.
It gives me hope as I get older. Like I need
Dude, you got it, man. You're good, dude. You're good.
We'll see. We'll see if I survive this flight scene.
Wait,
dude.
in At World's End, it was robots, right? They were robots, right?
It was an
It's been a while.
alien. It was an alien overlord, and then they were coming to Earth thinking that they were helping us.
Okay.
But the things that were there when they like ripped the arms off and beat them up, those were like gooey robots. But the thing that came down thinking they were helping society wasn't it. Well, again, I'm with you now, Chad. Could be an alien.
Could. Who knows?
Yeah. It was just a voice, and then Simon Pegg and Nick Frost were like, "Fuck off! We get to decide." And he's like, "All right, you guys are screwed." And then the whole world went to apocalypse. And I was like, I've never seen that in the movie before. Yes.
Yeah. No, dude, that was such an entertaining movie. I saw it in theater, and then I saw it one time after that, but it's been a while, so I need to.
Dude, I think we should both revisit Paul and that world.
Dude, I'm so down. Laura, if you're listening, we're gonna watch this movie. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, no, and to bring up Tom again though too, like what you just said about like it's the alien or overlord, and then there's like the minions or the robots. I think Tom actually has said too that like maybe what people think of that, like, you know, that typical gray alien that people see with the big black eyes and like that's supposed to abduct people or whatever. It's like maybe those are just like a biological like robots, or like they have like some, you know, but who knows, man? I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Me neither. But at least we're talking about it.
Yeah,
right?
at least we're talking about it, and you know, people can look it up if you're interested. But you know I'm stoked you came on. You're one of I said this in the beginning, but you're one of the people, the only people. I mean, there's so much I can say about you, dude. But like, I love whenever we hang out or whenever we talk, because like I just, you know, I get positivity from you. I think you're a positive light in this world, and I think what you're doing too with like superheroes and playing superheroes and following your dream, I think it's rad, and I think everyone needs to follow their dream like you have, and I just want to, you know, encourage you to keep doing that, because I've watched you, man, for the last decade, and I've seen you grow, and I've seen all the shit you've done, and it's fucking awesome, dude. It's inspiring, and I know you're inspiring other people, even when there's hard days, and like, you know, we all go through hard days, and there's bad vibes and stuff, and we just got to bring those good vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep chasing it.
Yeah.
So
did I tell the story I wanted to tell, or was that during our pre-call? Can I tell that?
Yeah.
That story real quick?
No one should know about our pre-call.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
no.
Go ahead and tell it again, dude. Tell whatever you want to.
First of all, thank you so much for saying that, man. Got me a little watery-eyed. I told you, I'm like, let me get drunk and cry on this thing.
Here's a tissue. I've been wiping my nose the whole time. So.
Oh, gross. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, man. Really, thank you so much for saying that. And, when I tell this story, it'll show the people how much it means. But and not to make it about me, but this is more about how Chad and I have existed together for the past 13 years. But I thought that I was never going to work in this industry. I thought it was kind of a pipe dream. And I was telling Chad about how, and Dad, if you're watching this, sorry, but it's true, dude. My dad was very anti me pursuing this life. Well, I thought I was going to be like an English teacher and a football coach. You know, which if that's what you want, great. It wasn't what I wanted. I thought that was like my only choice. I'm telling Chad about this now. I want to do something in the comic book industry. I don't really know what. I like writing. I like acting. Blah blah blah. But you know, I'm going to college for English, and then I will go be a high school football coach. But I have to do this because my dad tells me this. And Chad goes, "Fuck your dad. Do what you love, dude." And my brain went when I was like, "Whoa, you're right." And then I started filming. I started writing. I got my job doing Star Wars product development. Then I started doing fan films. Then I started working for Elvin. And then now I'm here. And, you know, there's no part of my mind that thinks I made it by any means. But the truth is, I would not be on this path if it weren't for you, Chad.
Oh, man, dude. I think, thank you, man. I think you've made it. And I think no matter what, you've made it in my eyes. You made it when I first met you, dude. And, I think it's rad because I think you're inspiring people. Thank you for sharing that. And your dad, again, like no shame to your dad. It's just actually thank you to people like that because it helps us want to work more. You know, it helps us want to chase our dreams more. And there's always going to be people that are, you know, that are going to be like that in your life. But you're you and you got to make the decision. And I'm glad I can help, you know, kind of just help you chase that passion. So thank you for sharing that. And dude, you've done that to me over the years too, man. Since knowing you, you've always told me to chase my passion. And you know, again, everyone, there's trolls out there, even if it's your family. There's trolls out there, and especially if it's your family.
Yeah, it hurts.
You know,
more. It hurts more if it's your family.
Yeah, and not just that, guys. Like, it's 2024. There's an election coming up, and you know, it seems like billionaires want us to have a civil war. That's what it feels like. It feels like corporations and billionaires. And I'm no political party. I've stated this before. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not Republican. But we need more fucking love in this world. And there's war going on. The majority of us on this planet do not want war. We don't care about your bombs and your nuclear shit and all that, whatever the fuck you're doing. Like, the majority of us want to just help each other and help each other out. And so, you know, I really hope, especially, you know, this year, 2024, while there's the Ukraine war going on, you know, there's, you know, what's going on with Israel and Palestine, Ukraine and Russia, and it's awful, and we all know it's happened. We're all connected now, and none of us want this shit. But like, if there's anything dividing us, like, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, that's what I want to say today. The things that divide us, or the negativity or whatever, like, let's just all try to make that decision to just come together and be positive and like build each other up, take care of each other instead of just tear each other down. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, dude. You know, promote what you love, stop bashing what you hate. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. All these like cliche, you know, phrases from the past 100 years.
They're wisdom,
dude,
man.
I live by them. I live by them. I just shut the fuck up, especially online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be like, "Hey, Chad, that movie sucks, dude," and then I'll move on. I won't dwell on it. Yeah. I won't make it my whole entire personality to go hate online. Yeah. You know, so it's just.
Or where's that person online that did this thing that I don't like? I'm gonna go comment on that, and like, that makes no sense. Yeah, makes no sense.
And it's so like kind of overdone, but I feel like people are losing it, where you just have to spread your light, you know, be the light in a really dark room. That's it.
Yeah, man. And we're just sucking each other's dicks on the fucking no, but that's what you are, man, and that's why I wanted you on here. And everyone, this has been my first BrewFOs back for a few months, and you know, I've talked about it before, but like I get anxiety before I do these things because I know people are gonna be listening to me and watching my face and whatever, and I say dumb shit and have brain farts like I did throughout this thing. But like, you know, I, you know, you're one of those people I think that is a light in the darkness, and I think, you know, you that are watching this, people out there that are watching this, that are, you know, we all have that light, and we should choose that instead of whatever that darkness is, you know?
Yes.
So
the world will be a better place for sure.
Word, man. Dude, that's such a good, like, what time is it? We've been over an hour.
Yeah, let's end it.
That's a good place to end it. We just cut off.
Yeah.
No.
Be the light in the world. It's dark out there.
Dude, what can people, how about this? What can people be excited for what you got coming up? Let's plug that shit.
Dude, I'm kind of like annoyingly excited for Dragon Ball Son of Trunks. It's a
Dragon Ball, yeah.
dream of mine. So
Dragon Ball fans.
Yes.
Dragon Ball fans out there.
Yeah. So I wanted to do something Dragon Ball for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, again, there's so many things I've said in this interview that I like keep out of other interviews that I have to do, but I don't care. I fucking love you, and I'm one stellar. Right?
Yeah.
I'm one stellar. I'll say this, man. I turned in 3 to 4 different scripts for Son of Trunks before I got greenlit.
Yeah.
And when I got that green light, dude, I ran with it, and now I'm annoyingly excited about it. I'm annoyingly talking about it all the time, but I believe that that's what makes things successful, was when you really believe in it. So Dragon Ball Son of Trunks is my dream come true, dude. I knew I wouldn't be a good Trunks, but then I thought the next generation thing, kind of like Batman Beyond, the next generation, I thought it'd be special, and to have like that next generation of sons, daughters, androids, immortals, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's coming out probably in March. We'll do a big screening and Q&A at Vegas on the big screen, which I'm excited about. And then I believe my role as of right now is producer, but I'm trying really hard to play Raphael, body and voice for The Last Ronin.
Last Ronin.
And so I hope it all works out, but I'm the first one to go, you're better for this role, I'll step back.
Yeah.
But Last Ronin was an idea I had, and shout out to Dade Elza. He just hit the gas and made it happen. So shout out to him. But that's the next thing. And then
Ninja Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans.
Yes.
The Last Ronin.
Yes.
It's basically, can I give it a little thing? So it's Michelangelo, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and all the other turtles have been killed off. Or should I have said that? I don't know if I should.
No, it's out in the comics.
So it's, you know, he's the last one. So that's a cool concept. So I can't wait to check that out. And then you said Vegas is the next big con that you have coming?
Yeah, March 23rd and 24th at the Expo at the World Market Center. We have Vegas, and that'll be like our next big con, but I'll be there doing my social media marketing. Hi, what's up, ATO Worldwide? I love you, Kande. I'll be doing my marketing stuff there, but also we will do Son of Trunks, and we will play the videos that we work on, which is so great because my job goes hand in hand with it. And then a lot of, man, it's so crazy. Power Ranger fans are just so passionate. But Power Rangers Shattered Past series finale is back in production in March as well. So we have that coming out this year. And then we are wrapping up episode 1 of Devil Hunters Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man fan film that exists in 1997. And I believe that's it for now. But all of our new content will be coming out on Anime Fire.
Anime Fire, yeah. And I'll put up the links, everybody. I'll have links to Colin and everything he's up to. So, dude, we should just, that was good, man. Besides my brain farts and my weird rants, I think that was pretty good, man.
Brain farts were great because then I got to ask you questions. And rants were great too. Those are great rants. So I'm with you.
Dude, fuck yeah. Everyone that joined us, thank you so much. And who's joining us now on YouTube, thank you so much. Colin, thank you for coming on here. Excited to see what you do, man. Excited to work with you in the future.
Yeah.
We'll do something together. But dude, have a great night, and thanks for doing this, dude.
Thank you, man, and keep being that light in a dark world, dude.
Fuck yeah. You too, brother.
Night. Thank you so much. And last call for aliens. I don't know. They could be. We don't know.
We don't know.
Later, man. Have a good night.
See ya. And I forgot how to turn this off. There we go.